Hey friends, this is Erin. I'm going to try and start a little bit of a blog, or a vlog, actually. Um, what to expect from this blog is a lot of difficult conversations, lots of mistakes, lots of pauses, lots of repetition, all sorts of stuff. So I'm right now, as of filming, unsure of whether I'm going to put it up on YouTube or not. I might put it on Tumblr because most people who know me or follow me, are good people. So, it probably wouldn't really hurt. Well, maybe it would, but, I'm already hurt enough, so what's a little bit more pain, right? So, currently, I'm just kind of going to talk about some of the things that I've been feeling the last couple weeks or so. Right now I'm in the process of moving, and so partially why I'm kind of laying in bed right now doing this video. I've been having quite a difficult time, mainly because there's a lot of changes coming up here soon, so a lot of anxiety going on right now. Last night when I was doing my packing and cleaning, it just felt like a lot more mess was being made than being cleaned up, and so much laundry, and it was, and on top of that I was worried about living with my mom and my stepdad, and I've had some issues with the past, with them in the past. My stepdad's kind of a Republican man-child, so I'm not, and my mom still uses she pronouns after 8 years of telling her otherwise, that I don't identify as she. And so I'll be living with her, hearing the wrong pronoun, and then I'll be moving to Boise with my other parents, my dad and my stepmom, and there's been kind of a interesting past with them as well. So it's going to be difficult, especially after 10, what's it now, almost 14 years of living on my own, like 13, 14 years of living by myself. I kind of left home, went to Job Corps at 18, and after that I kind of entered the job world slightly and went to college and, had my own job and stuff like that. And then 2009 hit, and that was a low blow to the crotch that I'm still kind of always trying to work out after, or work past. And so there's been a lot of financial issues, lots of various job searching issues, and the feelings of failure, and it's just been really difficult. And it's not like I've never, and I've worked before. I had a $12 an hour job before college, and now I can't really find a job that pays nearly that with a degree, So, and this last year has been a shit show, to put it nicely. I graduated last June, and then I was homeless in July and part of August, and then I was living here for a little bit, and then anxiety kicked my ass, so I moved back into the van for about 2 weeks, and then the landlady who was doing this, or giving me a chance to live here with her again, it was very nice, but I discussed with her why I went back into the van, because my anxiety fucked me up. It really made me, okay, I'm going to be the weird roommate, and I'm going to get kicked out for all this, weird stuff, which at the time I didn't really understand were parts and symptoms of this severe depression and anxiety that I've had for all this time. And since then I've had a lot more time to research and to see, and others, and in myself, all of the crap that I've been thinking and feeling, and validating some of that stuff that didn't have much validation since who knows how long I've been depressed for. So I'm starting to kind of see here where it's like, well, and now I'm getting kicked out for exactly the same reasons that I discussed with my landlady, and I'm saying, this is what's going on. So it's not like she didn't know that I had these issues when she invited me back in. And so I'm having a very hard time trusting people again, like I used to. I was really closed off and kind of a don't ask, don't tell kind of policy with, how much I share with people and how much I, like my writing or my Tumblr. Like, those are the two places that if you really knew me, you would be eventually directed to one of those places. And the people in my real life, my mom and my dad and my older sister, and they want to know things about me, and it's like, do I tell them? Should I? But now they're going to see these things and these habits, on the regular, and I'm going to be living with them, and they both have their expectations and things like that, and that's well and good, but their expectations, I feel, are still rooted back in, before 1990s, and, back when it was easier to get a job, and don't seem to realize that the world has changed a lot just in the last couple of years, let alone the last 2 decades. So I feel like living with my dad is going to be beneficial, but my stepmother, who likes to talk at people and not really with people, and there's a difference, one's exhausting and the other one's not. That's going to be hard. I'm an introvert, kind of, I have my set of people I trust, and obviously, there are people who use my pronouns, and there's people who, even if they don't all the time use my pronouns, I can tell when they're trying. And the odd thing is that the people who I don't feel are trying very much are the ones who want to get to know me the most. And it's like, so, and what I mean by that are people who want my Tumblr, and I'm like, hell no. And people who want to read my stories, and I'm like, hell no. So, yeah, and so, and a lot of things are just building up. I had a lot of anxiety or, moments where I was crying yesterday while I was cleaning and things like that. And it just felt like a long process that things didn't feel like they were getting done. And it's always, other people's expectations and their time zones or timelines and quotas or deadlines, word I was looking for. I don't meet those. I work at my own pace. I went to school and college in my own pace, and now I'm, I've had lots of depression, and I've been hospitalized 4 times in the last 6 years for various things. 3 times were for stomach issues, and this last time was for going to a mental unit. And so, because of these 4 lovely trips to the hospital, I am now over $125,000 in debt. Thank you. And now, also put that on top of a $40,000 student loan debt. So I'm gravy. I'm on a gravy. Blah, blah. Told you, mistakes. I'm feeling good. And it wasn't like I didn't work hard to try and pay these bills. It was not at all like that. It was, I had a job for most of the time I was in college, so I was trying to reduce that debt. And it wasn't like after college I wasn't trying to pay bills and things, because I was trying to, keep my job, which required a car in the area I live in. And I was working 60, sometimes 72-hour work weeks, and even on those work weeks, barely taking home $2,000, $2,300 a month, which didn't really do as much as I needed it to do. let alone try and pay off some student loans. So it just, especially the last year or so, felt like no matter what I've done, I'm failing somewhere else, and I'm trying not to worry about other people's expectations, but at the same time, it's like those expectations rule whether I get a job or whether I get a loan or whether somebody's gonna kill me or not in the middle of the street because I look like a dude who is of color sometimes. Definitely, I don't look like a normal person. I don't act like a normal person. I am, and I try to be unapologetically me, which sounds cliche, but also, has given me the most grief. And so every time somebody's like, oh yeah, be you, it's fine. Well, I keep, encountering people and places. It's like, oh yeah, be yourself, it's fine, I love you, I'm proud of you no matter who you are or what you are. And then later they'll turn around and ask me, oh, when are you going to shave your face? Or here's a blazer, this feminine ass blazer, that will help you get a job. I just don't know how I cannot take away from this that the bad thoughts I keep thinking, the me being alive costs more than just burying me in the ground. And if I'm not going to be able to get a job, and people, I want to be unapologetically me, and that person overall is not a bad person. I even know that now. But it's not, it's not society. I'm like, almost a lot of things about me are against society as a general, in general. And so it's been really, really hard the last 4 or 5 years going through college, even actually 7, 8 years, I'd probably say. So it's really going to be hard moving in with my parents. Even for the short amount of time I'm hoping I will be moving in with them. But if it's so hard to get a job here in Washington State, I'm going to go over to Boise, Idaho now. And I lived in, kind of a liberal town because I lived next to the state capitol. I lived next to, I live near my, liberal arts hippie-ish college, but at the same time, because there's the Capitol, it's kind of an interesting clash there. Even so, I mean, I could walk around for the most part, and identify as they, them, but I won't be able to do nearly any of that in Boise, let alone South Korea. There's no way. So, in dressing like this, I'm sorry, but dressing like, no, actually, I'm not sorry. Dressing like this, looking like this, I actually feel the most comfortable in my physical self than I have in many years. Since I was a kid, since I was 14, not knowing why I felt unpretty and unfeminine or infeminine or whatever, however that word is, and, understanding who I am and why I felt these things as a kid. And so I've already had that battle. I'm not going to do that anymore. And I wish, that's the one thing I wish my parents understood. So with that, I'm going to kind of just cut this off. I'm going to go, whatever. Anybody who watches this, thank you for watching this. And it just shows that you do care about me, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that you took the time to actually watch and listen to this. And hopefully you can hear what I say, and if not, let me know. I'll transcribe some of it if you really care and really are interested in that. So this will definitely go on Tumblr. Whether it goes on my YouTube vlog is another story. We'll see. So if you have any questions about some of the things I talked about, want me to go further into any of this stuff, please let me know. We can talk privately on Tumblr, most likely. So thanks again for watching and listening. Thanks.